Hello, this is Samuel from Action Figure Fury, and today I'm bringing a review of the NECA 20-inch scale Lord of the Rings Aragorn and Legolas statues. I recently acquired these two statues about last 4 or 5 months on eBay. I only paid about £40 for Aragorn and about £37, £38 for Legolas. And I have to say I am very, very impressed with these. I am a massive fan of Lord of the Rings, and when I got into NECA, I found out I had the Lord of the Rings license, and they released a series of 20-inch scale statues. So of course, these moved on to my absolute must-have Grail lists. The other one that I really want from this lineup is the 20-inch scale Gandalf the Grey, which looks amazing. I would love to get that, but that's absolutely near nigh impossible to find for a good price here in the UK on eBay. I've known America ranges from about $180 to $200, which is incredibly expensive and way out of my price range. But I would love to get it, and if I can find it for a decent price here in the UK on UK's eBay, I'll definitely go and get one if I can find it. But for now, I am incredibly happy with these two statues. They are incredible. The Aragorn is sort of an amalgamation of the Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers version because he has the Boromir's gauntlets on, but he also comes with the elven knife he gets from Lady Galadriel, a gift from her. He has that as well, but he doesn't have the elven cloak, which is quite strange. With Legolas, he's more set at the end of Fellowship of the Ring because he's got the elven cloak on and also the bow and the quiver are gifts from her as well. So it's sort of based on Ammo Hen or even Return of the King even. Of course, Gandalf the Grey is mostly just purely set on the Fellowship of the Ring. These two statues do have sound features, and I'm really, really surprised how well they work 17 years on. I'll turn on Aragorn first so you can hear his phrases, mostly from Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers.
I'm Aragorn, son of Aragorn. We travel light. That's handsome orc. No matter life or death, I can protect you. I will. You have my sword. It is an army bred for a single purpose. To destroy the world of men. I'm Aragorn, son of Aragorn.
And that is Aragorn's phrases, which is great. Legolas doesn't say as much, and his sound feature seems to be playing up on me a little bit. You'll see that in a moment.
You have my bow. There is a fell voice on the air.
Like I said, it does have a little bit of difficulty registering movement. So something draws near.
Something draws near.
That's it.
I can feel
His sound feature doesn't work as well as Aragorn's for some reason. I think that might purely to do with the motion itself within the statue. But other than that, it does sound like Orlando Bloom a lot, and of course they are actual sound clips from the film, and they do sound great. So I'm really surprised how well that all sounds 17 years on. I will show you a zoom in close-ups to the statues in a moment. I think I'll start with Legolas first. Now this is Legolas. As you can see, it doesn't exactly look like Orlando Bloom, but you can tell who it's supposed to be. You can definitely tell it's meant to be Legolas. I do love the elven pointed ears, and of course he has the braids in his hair, which looks absolutely fantastic. I do love the detailing on those. Of course, he's got the elven cloak on as well. And down here, if you look, you can see he's got the little brooch on for the cloak, which looks really well detailed. I'm really surprised that NECA filled that part with so much detail. And again, it is so important. Of course, he's wearing the outfit he wears throughout Fellowship of the Ring beneath. And Return of the King as well. It's just slightly different in the Two Towers because he gets the Rohan armor and sword at the end of the film of the Battle of Helm's Deep. As you can see here, detailing is great. I do love the work on the costume. It's a bit hard to see in this light, but he does have, you can see some sculpting there on the chest. And if you look just here as well, you can see the buckle for the quiver and the sheaves, which is really, really well done. I do like the outfit, the tones of the different greens, the outfit. It's even got a belt on here as well. There's some nice texture work on that, if you can see closely there. And it's got a little elven buckle, looks great. If we go down the statue, you can see these elven boots, and these look amazing. I do love these things. The sculpt work on these is incredible. I can just show you on this one here. Look at that. That looks amazing. Really, really do love that. He's in a slightly awkward pose, but that can't be helped. It's the pose NECA chose for him. He also has brilliant detail on the this armor pieces here, and his gauntlets. They look really, really nice. I do love the detailing on these. Really, really well done. Also, weapon-wise, the bow looks exceptional. I really do love the look of the bow. The sculpt work on it is absolutely top-notch. Really dig that. Love all the detail throughout. Like sort of a dull silver colour, which looks great. It's actual real string as well to tie the arrows. Looks absolutely fantastic. This accessory is very, very long, as a bow should be. It's a long bow. Really well done. Really is an amazing piece. I do love it. And the back here, he's got an elven cloak. He's got the hood there as well. You can see also about the back of his costume. Really well done. And if you look here as well on the sleeves, you can see more of the elven embroidery on his costume. Really well done there. Really, really nice stuff. I do love how the cape naturally folds. Like he's got it, you know, it's sort of how it drapes. It looks really, really natural. I do love how it folds at the bottom here. I have to say, NECA have always done an outstanding job with plastic capes. They and my father do the best plastic capes in the business, in my opinion. You can see he's got his peacock quiver, which he gets from Lady Galadriel. This looks really, really exceptional. You can see the fine details there. You even got the sheaths for the two daggers. I will show the daggers in a moment. See there as well. Absolutely marvellous touch. When you get this statue, the quiver is not attached to the figure. You have to do it yourself. But when I got this, which was second hand, the quiver was already attached to the back of him, which I'm not complaining about. It makes it easier for me, so I could just put the accessories on him and on display, and he looks incredible. Just going to pause it here to show you the accessories. Actually, I might see if I can get it off by hand. Yeah, I was going to pause it actually, because I don't want to knock the figure anyway, the statue anyway. Bear with me. I've already seen the bow and the the bow and the cape accessory. Well, we're not technically saying the bow is more of an accessory than the arrow. This is what the arrow looks like. It has 5 of these, 4 go in the quiver, 1 goes on the bow. As you can see, the detail on these is exceptional. The gold, the feathers here and the gold banded together there, and also on the arrowhead itself is some nice fine sculpted work. If you can just look just there. Really nice, but my favourite pieces, I know we can't hold them because the pose he's in, but the daggers these elven knives look phenomenal. I do love the embroidery here, the design, really, really fine royal look. Of course, he's a elvish prince, so it looks absolutely exceptional. Both on sides, even on the hilt, they continue the same finery that you see in the costume. That is a marvellous touch. I really, really do love these daggers. Same, we can't hold them, but it's just nice that they're there. I'll pause a second so I can put these back, and then we'll move on to the articulation. Now on to articulation. Legolas has quite a lot of articulation, quite some articulation, not a lot. The neck's on a swivel ball joint, but then again, it's only meant to be on one pose like the Aragorn, which you'll see. This arm here, holding the arrow, that has a ball joint at the shoulder. That's more to adjust the height of where you want him to launch the arrow from. Pose he's got to launch the arrow from. It also has a swivel. As you can see, there's a swivel cut there at the elbow. The both wrists rotate, have a swivel in them. Not doing that touch next elbow in the posing of the figure. Again, this arm doesn't have a ball joint because of how the arm's sculpted up here, but it has a swivel cut here at the elbow and a swivel wrist. Nothing Other than that, that's the articulation he comes with. Now let's move on to Aragorn. This statue is just as exceptional. The likeness to Viggo Mortensen is nothing short of amazing. I really, really do love the sculpt here. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I was quite looking back at the Toy Biz Lord of the Rings figures, none of them really captured Viggo's look from the films at all, but NECA seems to have captured it very, very well on this statue. It is insane. I do love the facial hair detail that captured the structure of his face perfectly, and all the stubble is there, and the hair is wavy, how it should be as well. Even around his neck here, you can see the little necklace that Arwen gives him. I forgot what it's called at the moment, but he has that little detail. Also on his hand here, holding the torch, he has his family ring, which looks really, really good. Family, it's a African would be. I forgot the and hand. I mean, you see the fingernail details there. The detailing as well. He's wearing it out. He's wearing his coat with the tunic beneath. On the back here, he has the strap for the quiver, and he does come with that as well. On the back here, I'll just go over the accessories and details in one go with this one. He has, like Legolas, he has loads of arrows. 5 that are removable, as you can see. Then he comes with a bow, but that's removable as well. But there's no point having him pose with those because the pose he's in doesn't really work with those accessories. Down here as well, I love all the details. So look at here, you can see all the stitch work in the coat and the tunic. Really, really nice. NECA have done a fantastic job on here. Even on the back here, a lot of that white stuff I've got some of it off. You see the detail there is exceptional. Even in this part of the coat here, you can see the fine stitch work. Really, really nice. And on this part here, you can definitely see here is the elven dagger, well, knife he gets from Lady Galadriel as a gift. You only see that in the extended cut of the film, I believe. This is an exceptional accessory. It's easy to come out, a bit easier than Legolas's daggers, knives, but this thing is, wow, the detail is insane. I do love the elven weapons in Lord of the Rings. I just love the fine detail to them, the gold parts of the hilt, all the engraving in the knife. Really, really nice. It's identical on both sides. You can hold this as well, but it looks absolutely exceptional. You can just easily slot it into the sheath here. Like so, just slots right in place. Just gonna, yeah, snaps right in. But you can see the sheath as well. It's hidden beneath the coat, but you can see that there. Look at that, nice gold parts. It's just amazing. This figure only cost about between 40 and 50. I'm not too sure how much it was. About nearly £80, I think, here in the UK. I can't remember exactly how much it cost in the Argos catalogues, but it's an incredible looking piece. On this side here as well, you have the Ranger sword sheath, which looks great. This is can actually house the sword in this, which is incredible. He also comes with a little utility knife. I believe he uses this in the Mines of Moria. I believe, I'm not too sure. I think it is. Or is it that Boromir uses the knife to help save? I might get myself confused in the film for about a year, so you need to watch that again. This is quite a plain looking knife. But I did wonder what this was when I saw little, the Toy Biz action figures back in the day, what this was. But now, I think this was the first figure to actually have this accessory removable. You can use it, but there's no real point to it. Again, it fits on the sheath. This little sheath on the sword sheath, which is great. The attention to detail slots right in place there. Looks great. Wow. Of course, Aragorn would not be is not complete without his ranger sword, and this thing looked great. Really impressed with the length of this blade. Looks really authentic how it looked in the film. Really impressed with the shape of it and the length. It's very sturdy. It's made of it's quite a sturdy plastic, so you ain't got to worry about any snapping or anything like that at all. Really, really nice. Just going to pay attention to those Boromir's gauntlets. Really, really nice. Look at the white tree on that. That's insane. And these statues are 17 years old. And then finally we have the torch, which uses Weathertop to fight off the ring wraiths. This looks great. You can take the flame effect off, but I don't see the point of that. Does look great. The articulation, he's quite a bit more articulated than Legolas. He has a swivel on the neck, but you can't get much articulation out of it because it's meant to be in one certain pose. He has a broad jointed shoulders on both sides, which I have been a bit stiff. He has swivel elbows on both, like Legolas, and swivel wrists. So this wrist is easier to access than this one, I think, because of the sculpting of the jacket beneath the gauntlet. Other than that, no articulation at all. I should note when I got this statue, this leg had snapped off in packaging, but I easily super glued it back on. I have no issues at all with how he poses. So overall, really, really impressed with these statues. These are incredible. I do have a slight little problem with Legolas because originally this statue came with a little stand that goes on that back foot there. When I noticed my statue, it has the peg that's snapped inside the peg hole, but no stand. It doesn't really need it. But once you get in a pose like this, he stands very, very well. He can be a bit finicky depending on how you rotate it, the figure, but once you get in a good pose, it stands very well. I have these both in my bedroom and they look amazing. I'm just going to change over to a wide shot so you can have a look at them, both of them again. Just going to pause it for a second. See here, they're both the statues. I've zoomed back out. You can have a good gander at what these statues look like. They are absolutely impressive. I'm just going to bring into shot my Toy Biz Battle of Helm's Deep Legolas figure, which is one of the best Toy Biz figures from way back during the original trilogy. Well, not the original trilogy, to say the trilogy of films. The detail on this figure is great. Just like the like these two statues, it holds up very, very well. As you can see, he is absolutely minuscule compared to the size of these statues. They are absolutely fantastic pieces. I'm going to take the statue to figure away. You can find these two statues for a reasonable price on eBay. Sometimes you can see them. I saw Aragorn a few times pop up around between 30 and £90. Don't go for the 90 ones, it's a bit too high for these. They are great pieces, but that's a bit too high, especially when you can find them for cheaper. Same with Legolas as well. You can sometimes find them for cheaper. It may take a while, but you will find them for really good prices. I'm impressed both with these. As a massive Lord of the Rings fan, these are the two only high-end collectibles I have shown to celebrate show how big a fan I am of the films. I'm keen to collect the Diamond Select stuff. Of course, I won't compete with these. I'd love to get the Aragorn. I'd like to get the high-end figures, but a bit out of my price range. But for a lot of the trilogy, those films, I'm very, very happy with these. These are fantastic pieces. If you're a massive Lord of the Rings fan, these are a must. They're still quite affordable if you can find them on the secondary market. Highly recommended. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye for now.